So I walked home and my mom's like, what happened, son? And this is 1988 or 89, right around there. And I always remember this. And my mom said, what happened? I told her what happened. She said, get in the car. I said, okay. So at the time, my mom had this old VW Bug that had a Porsche motor in it. And my mom would like scream through the streets. And so my mom dropped that thing at first, second, woo, go up the hill. And I was like, where else at the rec center? She's like, where's the kids? And we saw them there with all their older brothers and stuff, like the bigger kids. And so my mom said, which one is the kid? I said, he's right over there. She said, you walk over to him, you punch him dead straight in his nose. I said, really? She's like, yeah. She's like, you don't be scared. You walk dead straight up to him, punch him right in the nose. I'll be right here, son. And none of those big boys are going to do anything to you. I'm like, cool. Walked straight up to him, socked him straight in his nose. And I never from that day forward had a problem with Larry Russo. So shout out to the dads, but shout out to the moms out there that are holding it down for their kids and showing them how to be tough and running those double duties. So just thought about that this morning. And, funny full circle. I just got a 67 Volkswagen Bug. Some of you guys know that, some of you do not. And I am going to be putting a Porsche motor in it, and it's all because of my mom, and I'm going to be mobbing that. Actually, my mother and stepdad are bringing it up, and it will be here in my driveway Thursday. And so it's like paying homage to my mom, and like, thanks for being tough. And so, I just wanted to share that with you guys. So hopefully everyone had an amazing weekend. We went out to San Ramon to this cool splash pad in San Ramon. San Ramon, you guys got the parks out there. Kevin, I know why you're so hype on that town. It's just a really cool family town, man. Had a great experience, great time with the kids. It was fun, but it was hot. Fortunately, there was water there. So had a really, really good time, you guys. So on Friday, I had a little bit of a worksheet that I wanted you guys to do. If you were not here on Friday, well, first off, for the people that have been to group coaching, there are some guests in the room today. So if you are a first timer here, please raise your hand or give me a reaction if you're a first timer at group coaching. Go ahead and give me a reaction so I can see on the screen. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. All right. So someone that has been to this environment before, Miss Mailisha Chesney, what to expect from group coaching if you are new to this environment. Melody, tell everyone what to expect in this environment.
I would expect to be uncomfortable and get familiar with tonality and different verbs to use, going through scripts, going through the motions of being in front of a buyer or seller, and also coming with an intention of wanting to learn and wanting to grow. It's definitely a collaborative environment where everyone comes together and wants to support one another and wants to listen to each other. And we come with an open mindset here, and we come with open hearts and open minds. So I suggest that you do the same and come with the mindset to grow. And if Elias does call on you and you're one of those lucky people that gets to be put on the spot, I promise you that it's life-changing and that you will grow from it. And so just come ready and just come willing to be of contribution to your fellow colleagues and team members.
Awesome. Thank you, Melody. I appreciate that. And you guys, I've called on a lot of, continue to call on you guys because I have a mantra that, pressure creates diamonds. And so there'll always be a little bit of pressure in these environments. So for somebody that was here on Friday, can someone pull up or just show me what that worksheet was that we started on Friday? Does anybody have it? The start doing, stop doing, continue doing. Does somebody have that they can show us? All right, cool. So thank you, Kelly. So thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. So Kevin, for the people that might not have been here on Friday, what exactly is that worksheet? Because we're going to go into that in a couple minutes.
Yeah, so break a sheet into 3 columns. Things you want to start doing, things you want to stop doing, and then things you want to continue doing. And just be real with who you are today, and who you want to be tomorrow.
Awesome. So as we're actually going to circle back to that in a moment, and we're going to talk about that because I think a lot of those things that are on there are the things that we want to stop doing and start doing, it's really going to be derived from this. I don't know if you guys have had the chance to pick up this book, but Atomic Habits, and being able to create dopamines from the excitement of doing the habit, and then obviously the reward from actually accomplishing it. So we're going to get deeper into the mind in the subsequent weeks, but so many of these things that you do on the start doing, stop doing, and continue doing are baselines for you guys starting and forming new habits in your business. And I promise you, when you change habits, when you have a catalyst moment, you say, you know what, I'm going to change and I'm going to do things differently, you're going to see a completely different direction in your business. And I don't say this out of opinion. I say this 100% by experience. Kenny and I, we don't have all the answers. And I always tell agents this, what we've had is a giant lab. I've been fortunate to work with over 1,000 agents over the last few years in coaching and in management roles. And what we have found is that we're able to collect tons of data that we could then use. You're able to also identify patterns and habits and success cues that you could then share with other people, just like we're doing in this environment. So I want to dive into that a little bit more because I think that it's too short of a session to only do it in one. So if you guys wouldn't mind, we're going to do that. Wait, Martinique, who's that celebrity? We saw his video. Put him on really quick. Let's see him.
Mackie, come here. He's going to summer camp, but.
What's up, big dog? How you doing? Can tell us one thing that you're excited about in your life. What's one thing you're excited about?
Summer camp.
Summer camp. That's right. That's right. I saw your video, man. You're a celebrity. Have a great day, okay? Peace. All right, guys. So we're going to dive into that in just a moment, but let's talk a little bit about catalyst moments. How many people can look back at their life and say, you know what, I've had a few catalyst moments that had a true change in the way that I operated my entire life, right? Let's get some reactions. Give me some reactions down below on the screen. We've all had those moments, right? All of us have had something that was a catalyst moment. And in a very short amount of time, we are able to change our entire life by making one choice, right? We had a catalyst moment. Sometimes it's unfortunate circumstances. We've all had those catalyst moments, or it was just a fucking wake-up call. One day we woke up and said, you know what? I have to make a change in order for my life to be better. So I want to share a story with you guys really quick about a catalyst moment. I'm going to ask about a couple of your catalyst moments. Then we're going to go right back into the start doing, stop doing, and continue doing. So you guys, I'm 23 years old and I'm living in San Diego. Some of you have heard this story, some of you have not, because some of us, our times are new together. So I'm 23 years old, I'm living in San Diego. Let me back up a little bit. When I was 19 years old, I got a job as an inside sales representative for one of the largest technology companies in all of San Diego. And I was doing really well. Always knew I had communication skills, always knew I had some sense of personality. And so I used that to take on like a telemarketing job when I was really young. Well, my life was nothing but, drug addicts and tweakers around me in my environment. And so obviously it's easy to fall victim to that and fall and succumb to that, right? Well, I landed this position. The guy's name was Dale Stein. He was the president and CEO of the company, gave me a shot. He owned an alarm company that he had eventually sold for $1.6 million when he was 26 years old, cashed his first check at $1 million check at 26 years old. Well, he gave me the position. He says, I'm going to pay you $39,000 a year. I was 19 years old, and this is 1999. At that time, it was great money. He paid for my car payment. He bought me 3 new suits and told me I had to read 5 books within 30 days. So I did that. Things were good. I had an apartment in La Mesa in California. My rent was $939 a month. I will never forget that. It was actually too much rent for me at that time, but I was like, okay, I could do this. I'm going to make some commission. Well, anyways, things were good for a while, but then I fell victim to that addiction, right? There wasn't a thing to do because it was the thing to do. Everyone around me, my parents, my friends, everyone was on meth. And so it was unfortunate, but I fell into that. And so fast forward, I had lost everything by 23. I lost my car. I lost that job. I didn't have anything, living on the streets, hotels, motels, wherever I could to just get by. And one night I had to sleep in a park, and it's an unfortunate story. So I had to sleep in a park because I had nowhere to go. Well, I woke up in the morning and something had bit my face. I don't know what it was, a spider or something like that. It bit my face, and my face had swollen up like this big. So here I am in my hometown, super like, embarrassed of where I was at and what I was doing. And I had to walk to the trolley. Well, 2 weeks after that, I made a decision. I'm like, I'm fucking out of this town. I cannot live this way. I'm either going to die or I'm going to end up in jail. Well, 2 weeks later, I moved to Lake Tahoe. I went up there with a backpack and a dream and $70. And said, I'm going to change my life. And I never looked back. The second week there, I took a job as a marketing director or a marketing executive for the Marriott. And by year 2, I was the director of marketing for the second largest resort in all of Lake Tahoe. Hang tight really quick, you guys. It gets better. Promise. Hold on. Okay. So I become the director of marketing for the second largest resort in all of Lake Tahoe. So I feel like I had really arrived. Like I went from the rags to riches story. Well, the next year I call my mom and I say, Mom, I want to send you on a vacation. She's like, well, where am I going? My mom had never stayed in anywhere nice growing up. It just wasn't the lifestyle we had. I said, Mom, I want to bring you to Tahoe and I want to spoil you for a week. So paid for my mom to come up to Tahoe. I didn't tell her exactly where she was staying, but I was working at this beautiful resort on the lake. So I got her a 2-bedroom villa. We get her all checked in, take her up to the 5th floor, give her the keys to her room, say, Mom, I want you to go into your villa, right? So she takes the key, she swipes the door and opens the door. And as soon as she walks in, like my mom starts crying, right? She starts crying and she says, thank you, mijo, which means like, thank you, my son. Thank you, my love. And she's like, I never thought I could stay in a place like this. I never thought I could stay in a place that looked this nice. And I cannot believe that you've done this. And I'll tell you what, you guys, that was a catalyst moment for me. It was a moment in my life that I've always looked back on and said, you know what? Why would I ever go back to anything different than this, right? To be able to create something that I can give back to my mom, now to my girlfriend, now to my family, now to my team. Like it was a huge catalyst moment for me. And so I think about that. And I want to ask you guys, were there some catalyst moments in your life that had a true effect on you that changed the way that you viewed life forever, right? Made you do things differently than you have ever done in your life. Yours might not be emotionally attached or riddled with drug addiction or anything like that. That's my journey, right? But I share that with you because I want to tell you that catalyst moments can come at any time and you can change your life in an instant. And I will never forget that moment. So I want to open up the mic to you guys. Have any of you had true catalyst moments? And if you don't want to get too deep, that's cool. But have you had a moment in your life that truly shaped you and created something different for your life moving forward? I'd love to know. Feel free to hop in. Go ahead, Amy.
That's a great story. And I also, my catalyst moment was getting sober. And I'm proud to be a sober woman, and I'm a devout member of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. That's how I got sober, but lots of people find sobriety in their own way. But for me, it was the program of AA. And I didn't even know I was an alcoholic until my life started falling apart and I couldn't figure out why. And then it just hit me literally, and it sounds creepy, but it's true. I was driving my car and I was just at my lowest low. I lost my job. My husband was about ready to leave me. I didn't have any money. And I just heard a voice as I was driving that said, "You're an alcoholic." And it's like, at that moment, I was like, oh, yeah, that's the problem. That night I went to my first AA meeting and it was an incredible experience. And I think I cried for about a year after that. Just, it's like all this emotion comes out. And now I have friends, I have a community, I have confidence. It gave me a whole outlook on life. I'm able to change careers from, I was a chef for 20 years and now I'm a real estate agent, and something I always wanted to do, and I'm afraid, but it's okay because I'm sober. So, I can do everything now, as long as I stay sober and believe in higher power and my fellowship. And now I get to call you guys part of my fellowship. So it's just extending, it's like opening my heart, And the more people I have in there, the better off I am. So I'm so happy to be part of this team.
I never knew that, right? So, and I appreciate you sharing, but I got chills, like, you know, part of our fellowship, like whether or not you're religious, whether or not, whatever you believe in, I don't care. That's your prerogative, right? As long as there's something special to you in your life, that is your prerogative. We'll never have that conversation here. But the fact that she just said, like, you guys are a part of my fellowship, that's huge for me, you guys. Look around. This is your brothers and sisters. This is our community. Like, wow, that's amazing. Super, super touched. Who else has had a catalyst moment that they want to talk about in their life? I see Mel shaking her head. I see Mailisha. You want to go first, Mel? Let's run it back, Mel.
Yeah, so my catalyst moment was when I had just dropped out of college. I might cry. I had just dropped out of college. I went to DVC straight out of high school. I wasn't smart enough to get into like a UC I am smart enough. I just didn't care to do it. Let's just put it that way, because what you say is what you believe, right? So I was totally capable of going to college, but I just didn't want to. I wasn't ever in academia. I didn't ever excel at taking tests, or, you know, just retention was really hard for me. I was a people person. I was a high I. I just loved to be around people. And so I didn't know what that was going to mean for me growing up. I just knew that I hated school. So I went to DVC. I didn't really love it. I ended up just kind of being in this weird place of turning 21, not knowing what I was doing with my life. I was dating someone that was not right for me in any way, shape, or form. He was from East Oakland, and I'll just put it that way. And then I ended up going to find a job. I needed some gas money, right, for the summer. Like, I was 21. I needed some gas money. My parents were like, figure it out. What are you doing? So I ended up getting a job at a real estate office in Rossmore. It was called Better Homes and Gardens, Mason McDuffie, in 2011. And I'll never, ever, ever forget this person. And I've lost touch with her ever since. And I feel bad about it. I have to find out what her number is. So if anyone knows her, tell me how I can find this person. But Maureen Dunbar, she's Stephen Monash's ex-wife, and he's very well known here in Walnut Creek. He's a predominant listing agent, top producer. But she was the manager at that Rossmore BHG. And when she met me, she said, "What are you doing being chained to a desk for $13 an hour? You're meant to do more." And I didn't know what she meant. I was like, okay, you know, whatever, like, this lady is kind of intense, right? After a couple of weeks and months of getting to know her and seeing these agents coming in and out of the office, closing these deals, driving these cars, wearing these beautiful outfits, she was just thinking the same thing I was, like, girl, you're made for more. And so finally she said, you can use the conference room in the back of our offices on your break. You can join all of our trainings. You're in the right environment. Just study, take your exam, join this brokerage. And she said, there's going to be no limit and no ceiling to how much money you can make and how much wealth you can create for yourself in your life. You're meant to do more, Melody. So I ended up doing that. It took me a year or two to kind of get my shit together, calm down enough, because I was like, so loud, so aggressive, so obnoxious, so all over the place at 21. Am still, but I'm way more toned down. And so back then I was like, I needed a chill pill. And so that was the chill pill I needed. She created this vision for me that I never even knew existed for myself. And I took that and I ran with it, and I never knew what was going to be on the other side of it. But I got licensed and I joined the brokerage. I didn't know she was recruiting me at the time. Now I know what she was doing. But I joined, right? And the rest is history. Here I am with you guys. So, that was a catalyst moment for me to be in the position that I am today, and to be on the team, and to know all of you, and to be of contribution to all of you. And so Maureen Dunbar is definitely someone that I keep in the back of my mind. And when I'm getting ready in the morning, I'm thinking, wow, like, she really helped me. I want to be able to help other people too, because that was so awesome for me.
And now, I mean, you're already a leader. You've always been a leader, but now you're in official, leadership role as a squad leader. Like, I mean, just think about that full circle and be able to give back. And you guys, there's people in your lives that you see, there's people that you meet when you're out to eat, right? There's servers that you're like, God, this person has great communication skills and they've made me feel so warm. It's like, what if we're the catalyst moment for other people's lives, right? I like to think of ourselves that we have the ability to be catalysts for other people in their lives. And so really great stuff. Let's go to another person. Who else has a catalyst moment they want to share? I see Mailisha hits hand up. Let's go, Mailisha. And let's welcome Mailisha. She's one of our newest team members. She came over from KW, wealth of knowledge. She's been working with Brian's Chic team and is going to come in with a wealth of knowledge. So Mailisha, officially welcome. So let's hear it.
Thank you. I've been wanting to hop on one of these coaching calls for a couple weeks now as I make the transition over, but I'm embarrassed to admit that I've become extremely lazy over the summer as my kids' school year has been ending, and it's been hard for me to like feel pumped at 8:30. But this morning I said, you know what? I don't care if you're feeling pumped. You're going to sit down in the chair. You're going to get on the coaching call. And if you're groggy and you're not your most dynamic self, fuck it. Just be there. Sometimes I have to put the action and then my brain and my motivation follows, because sometimes it's the other way around. But if I'm not doing something that I know I need to be doing, sometimes and I tell my kids this too, fake it till you make it. Just do the action. And then perhaps, your mental stuff will follow. I really like everything that has been shared so far, and I think that's so interesting that Mel was talking about this person that came into her life, and because of that interaction, she was going this way and then she went that way. And I've had a bunch of people like that in my life. And so what I was going to share is kind of a very similar story to yours, Elias. When I was growing up, we were really, really poor. And there were times when we were homeless. It was just me and my mom. And my dad was, he was an abusive heroin addict. So he fortunately was not really in our lives, which was great. But also sad, it's also sad to not have a dad in your life who, and when he got out of jail, he married someone else and had more daughters. And so he was I remember growing up feeling very jealous because I was like, I'm glad you're not here, but at the same time, I'm not. And and he would send all these photos of his life. And I nurtured a lot of envy in those years of like, why didn't you stick around and raise me? And but for the most part, it was me and my mom growing up, and she had a really hard time functioning. She still does. If she didn't have government subsidized housing, she would probably still be homeless. The whole thing about going to a job and not telling your boss to fuck off, like that's really hard for her because she gets fired because she'll roll her eyes, she'll grunt, she'll say, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, Mom, you can't be defiant at work, especially at these low end entry level jobs that that you do. You have to yes or no, sir, whatever. Like, so anyway, at one point, we were homeless, and she had gone into some church and decided to get religion, and this pastor had given us a little camper to live in. But really what was going on was I was strung out on meth, and it was actually in some ways a great time for me to be strung out because we had no food at all. And so here I was on meth, and I was like, great, I don't need any food. I got this. And all my life I'd always wanted to be skinny, and I wanted to have small breasts, and I wanted to have straight hair. And after being on meth for a long time, I got skinny. I lost my chest, and my curls went straight. And I was like, oh my God, this is fucking awesome. This is exactly what I want. And then of course I had one of those moments that you have when you're strung out and you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror, and you realize that your tongue has split open from dehydration, and you realize that your skin is actually gray, and you realize that you don't look awesome, you don't feel awesome, and that you're dying. And there were a bunch of different things that happened in that time, but I decided that I needed to just move back down to Orange County and go hang out with my friends. And so I was living in Petaluma at the time, and I was sitting in a Lion's restaurant. I don't know if you know what those are. They're kind of like a Denny's or a Coco's or a whatever. They're very funny, but that's where everybody hung out, And so I had $1. That's all I had. So I got a cup of coffee. It was 70 cents. And I was like, okay, I can tip. I could get my coffee. And I was sitting there trying to write her this letter, like goodbye. She had gotten a job at this little Alano club for like $8 an hour, serving alcoholics bagels and coffee, where they had AA meetings. And so I was writing her this letter. I was going to hitchhike back up to the camper, put it in there, grab my stuff, and go. And I couldn't write the letter. Like I was just like, my brain was so befuddled. So finally I just decided, okay, I'm going to use the extra couple of cents from the coffee and just call. So I went to the payphone. This is 1987. I may be dating myself a bit. I was 15, and I put the coins in, and I call her at the Alano Club, because we didn't have a phone, we didn't have a car, we had nothing. So I was like, okay, I can call her at the Alano Club. So I call her up. She picks up the phone, and I'm trying to figure out what to say. Goodbye. It's been nice. It's been great. It's been sucky. Whatever. I don't know what to say. And she says, "Are you?" Oh, by the way, she hasn't seen me in days, so she doesn't even like know if I'm alive at this point. She says, "Are you done yet?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you better have someone come get me right now, because I'm done." And I was like, I did not say that. That didn't go through here. That went, I don't know where that came from. So she had someone come and pick me up. And all I remember about this couple is they drove this ginormous American-made vehicle. We always drove like little, Volkswagen Bugs and stuff like that. So it was this ginormous car. They put me in the back seat, and it's got like the bench seat. And this is before we cared about seatbelts. So I'm sitting in the middle of the car, and every time they go around a turn, I'm kind of bouncing and sliding, because I was like 90 pounds. And I'm sliding, and we get to the Alana Club, and she goes, "I'm going to take you into an AA meeting." And I was like, okay. And she sits me down, and I was like, okay, all right. And from that moment on, there was other shit that went down. But from that moment on, my life was going this way, and it turned this way. And my mom and I have a really good relationship now. It took a long time. I had a lot of anger about the way I was raised and the things that went down. But once I had kids, I suddenly had so much sympathy and empathy and compassion and forgiveness for her, because I was like, oh, this shit is hard. I'm doing it with a partner. You had to do it alone. Yeah. So yeah, we have a great relationship now.
Absolutely love it. And you guys think about this. So like when, and at times, like you have to be that lever on the train tracks that sends your train in a completely different direction. Sometimes you have to be that lever for someone else's life. Like, hey, you need to wake the fuck up. What are you doing with your life? Right? Someone said, "Are you done?" Yeah, I'm actually done. Have you looked at yourself? Like, is this the life that you want to live? So being that train track lever that you pull to give yourself a completely different direction. Absolutely love it. Love it. So you guys, thank you for your vulnerability. Thank you for sharing. Just thought I would get the gears rolling about, change and catalyst moments, because we've all had them. The good, the bad, the ugly. If you've had a child in your life, that is the catalyst moment. You think you have motivation. You think you have inspiration. You think you have a why. And then you hold that little baby and he looks at you or she looks at you, you're like, damn, my life just started over again, right? When you're a parent, everything changes. And so you guys, I wanted to go back into our exercise from Friday. Who has done more work? I saw Kevin, you had some work done on yours. Who else did the start doing, stop doing, and continue doing? Please raise your hand if you have some work that you've done on yours, or give me a reaction. All right, so Patrick, awesome. Who else has some work that they've done on theirs? Tania, I love it. Anybody else? All right, so who wants to share what they have on their list so far?
I'll go.
Go ahead, Patrick.
So I actually, after last meeting, I recruited another real estate friend of mine to kind of help me, because sometimes you need someone else to tell you about yourself.
Okay.
So we had a pretty good conversation. And so the first thing I need to start doing is using my calendar, but actually including like close friends or family. Here's what I put on my calendar. Here are my priorities, so that I've got other people around me to hold me accountable.
Yes.
And then the stop doing is stop getting distracted. I don't know about you guys, but it's really easy to get distracted in our business. I had 3 texts this morning. There's a off-market property somebody wants to go look at, and do I go run open the door, or do I do my prospecting for the morning? So that is not allowing the distractions. And then the continue doing is the using the calendar and including my loved ones in my priorities. So they also are telling me to, hey, go prospect and do what you're supposed to do. and
Yeah,
adding
I
them,
love that.
adding them to my calendar, not just Elias, but like my girlfriend and a couple other close friends, so
I
that
love it.
help me get where I need to get going.
Love it. Great stuff, Patrick. All right, who else wants to share what they have on their start doing? Go ahead, Cathy Daniel.
Unmute myself. Okay, so my big takeaway from Friday was that my continue doing, I didn't have a whole lot on there that I was proud of, that I wanted to continue to do.
Wow.
That was a huge, big takeaway for me. I've been in, I've been doing this for a long time. So I've been in coaching for a long time and finally quit it all about a year and a half ago and really, really searched hard for a team. And that brought me to you guys, which was amazing. But noticing that my continue doing was nothing to be proud of was a huge, big deal to me. So I'm going back to my perfect daily schedule. I will not open doors at all during prospecting time at all. On yesterday, I made 50 calls yesterday. So 50 calls, and out of 50 calls, I only got one appointment. But guess what? That's one more than I would have gotten had I not made those 50 calls.
That's right.
So I thank you for that, because just to show myself that my continue to do was not at all where it needed to be was a big eye opener, and I appreciate that.
That's powerful. Cathy, how long have you been in the business?
So next month it'll be 41 years.
41 years, you guys. And we did, I literally have the chills right now. 41 years. We, as a group, did an exercise, and on her continue doing, it made her realize I'm not really happy with anything that I'm doing on my continue. So now the habit can change. She can implement different things that are a priority to her and have a catalyst moment and give herself a completely different direction. I fucking love this. Love this. Who else has something they want to share from their start doing, stop doing, and continue doing? Martinique, I see you thinking. You have something already started?
Yeah, but it's not.
It's okay. Just this is, we're going to work through this. This is going to be a work in progress. Let me tell me what you have so far.
So start doing is actually winning deals.
What's that?
Winning deals, winning
Okay.
offers. Stop doing is procrastinating on things I need to complete, and continue doing is showing up.
I love it. And what a great baseline, right? So when you think about this, you guys, and we've talked about this over the last couple of weeks, I want you guys to write this down if you have not. Highest and best use of my time. And then I want to stack and list all of my priorities. Then I want to open up my calendar. And I want to look over the last 30 to 60 days and say, how am I spending my time? Is my time spent on priorities or doing things that are not my priority? And do yourself a time audit. That's how you guys get crystal clear with the time that you are spending versus the time that you're spending on your priorities. Because how many, and be humble, unfortunately, waste time on things that are not priorities? Happens to all of us, right? Do an audit of that time. All right, guys, who else wants to go next?
I'll hop in.
All right, go ahead, Patrick.
For the start doing, the first things is meditate and start waking up earlier. Working out is in there, but it's like, I've talked about this before. I was shooting content for this show that Tim Ferriss did, and he would just bring in all these geniuses and successful business experts, and everyone, they all, like, one person, like, climbed Everest with no legs, and the other person, like, started a business from scratch. But the common denominator between all these stories was that they all meditated and they all woke up early. They also all journaled. And so it's like, I just need to stop ignoring this prerequisite, because it's so clear that, like, this is a very important ingredient. So I want to start doing that. Stop doing, I need to stop having my 1 hour lunch breaks creep into 3 hour lunch breaks. When you work from home occasionally, it can get really easy to be like, 15 minutes more. And then you're scrolling, and then that 15 turned into 30, and you're like, well, it's already 1:30, so I might as well start at 2. And then it keeps snowballing. So I need to, like, have a really hard cutoff and make sure that that is, set in stone. I also need to stop ignoring my goals as if they're not mandatory. I need to really treat these goals with a little bit more, I guess, seriousness, for lack of a better word. Like, you know, it's okay to it's okay to fall short sometimes, but you know, we sometimes set these goals and it's like, oh yeah, I didn't do it. Like next week though, and it's like I need to stop doing that. But what I need to continue doing is diversifying my output and leveraging the fact that I've got a myriad of skills that I can deploy. I need to continue, you know, growing onto those because I think it makes me very uniquely positioned as an agent, gives me an advantage. Part of that is more video. I've actually gotten a lot better of, I've gotten a lot better at, because my desk setup is very plug and play, and I actually want to do a workshop on this at some point about the value of that. I can just like be in the car one day after a showing, come home, turn on my camera and be like, hi, my name is Patrick. And like, these are the 5 reasons why blah, blah, blah. And then just chop it up. And I need to just like create a bunch of that, chop it up and just like get it on a schedule because it's so easy for me. I got to just do more of it. Lastly is I just need to continue doing my outreach. I've been really, my momentum is building. I feel it. I need to put the foot on the gas instead of backing off and just continue doing what I'm doing because it's working and I need to not rest on my laurels.
I love it. And for your videos, man, your videos are fire. If you guys have seen any of Patrick's videos, they are so well done. But it's kind of like sneak peeks, right? It's like, ooh, we got a little bit. The Eichler one was a hit. And then this last one on the Buena, or is it Yerba Buena or Buena Yerba? Or...
yeah, I think it's Buena. Yerba
one
Buena
of those.
Yeah, Yerba Buena Island.
And so like, if that was something we could tap into twice a week, once a week, man, you have a huge audience. People are listening, people are watching. And I'm not going to say throw your goals out your window. Keep your goal as like a North Star. Be focused more on your commitments. Seriously. It's one thing to have a goal. Cool. Oh man, I didn't hit it. Well, did you hit your commitments daily? No. Well, that's why I didn't hit my goal. Because I didn't make the calls every day. I didn't do the things I needed to do. I didn't make those commitments freaking obsessive, right? I didn't need to obsess about my commitments. And if you obsess about your commitments, a byproduct of that is you hitting your goals. You hit your goals, man. So good stuff. So who else? So Cynthia had a question. So Cynthia, the worksheet was really simple. It was start doing, stop doing, and then continue doing. So it's a really cool audit. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that up on the board in the Walnut Creek office, and everyone could just write on Post-its and slap them on there like they did at the Tom Ferry conference. All right, who else wants to go? I want to hear from you guys. Please feel free to jump in. Do not be shy. Anybody want to go? Because, you know, if you don't go, I'll probably just give you a call on you. All right, Tania, do you want to go?
Did you call me?
I did.
Okay. What I have is start doing is using my schedule, actually using my schedule. I put all this stuff on my schedule. I wake up in the morning and look at it and then go on about my business. I want to stop doing things that cause me to compete with my knowing. And I know what to do. And yet I feel like I'm in constant competition of not trusting what I know to do.
Powerful.
And continue doing, I've started since I've been on these calls, started because everybody's working out. And I spent a whole year of not working out and hurting myself. So I'm working out, I'm meditating daily. And those things are some of my personal stuff I want to do, but knowing what to do with my business, I've started doing is prospecting, and I'm building up. I put 100 prospects on KV Core. So I want to start doing it. You know, I've got them on there now, and it's like, okay, now Tania, what are you going to do with all these people you put in KV?
Because it's one thing to like, all right, I have my calendar, I look at it, or am I committed to everything that's on the calendar?
Yeah.
Or did I just want to fill up white space with a bunch of shit that is not priority, doesn't mean anything to me, right? If you stack and write all your priorities, then you use your time with the things that are truly a priority and that move you, then I'm like, cool. I want to do all these things. I have to do all these things. I am committed to doing all these things on my calendar. So appreciate you being humble. Appreciate you sharing in this environment, Tania. Let's go to Gabrielle. Gabrielle, what do you have as a baseline on your worksheet so far?
So I added something on it from last week that I thought of, which is something I want to stop doing.
Okay.
And that is stop comparing myself to my friends. I think there's a lot of pressure with things opening back up to like go out and be social parties and go to clubs. And all that's really fun, but I know me personally, it uses up a lot of my energy. And if I'm going to be expected to show up socially, like, you know, for real estate related things and be, you know, make these new connections, I'm not gonna be able to stay out till like 2 a.m. and like 1 a.m. Even on weeknights, you know, so it's definitely like just staying off of social media for me and stop looking at their stories and having that FOMO, you know. So that's something I want to stop doing, and then spending more of my free time on my own hobbies that I want to keep developing. So it's definitely like reconciling how I spend my free time and not spending it going out as much as my friends.
Wow, I love it. I love it. And I mean, we have to ask, we'd be remiss if we did not ask. I mean, where's the roller skating videos? When are those coming? Right? When are those dropping?
Yeah, I posted a roller skating video just yesterday. On my
Okay. All right, cool. All right, cool. So Melody, let's hear from you.
I'm so sorry. I'm doing like 5 different things right now. But yeah, I definitely want to start staying more organized around my schedule. Definitely have been getting busier, and I'm busier than I've ever been before. So just scheduling now, you know, my buyers and my sellers to be serviced while I'm able to service other things is really my biggest task this week. And I'm pretty confident that I'm going to do a good job at it. I'm just happy that I have the team to lean on. And yeah, I don't know if that was helpful. Sorry, E.
Okay, it's all right. Like I said, this is a work in progress, right? What we're doing is we're doing a couple things, right? What's my highest, best use of my time? What are my priorities? How is my priority stacked against my time? So I'm doing a time audit. Now I'm going to lay all this out. Now I'm going to say, what am I going to start doing? And whether that's prospecting, whether it's becoming better with my schedule, whatever that is, stop doing, procrastinating, waking up late, not working out, continue doing, continue eating healthy, continue meditating, continue working on you know, my mind, body, and soul, whatever those things are. So this is about an audit, right? Because what's going to happen? Guys, it's summertime. And as if you guys haven't seen a spike in your business upwards, you guys are going to experience that. Business, the busy season is coming for us. It is here, you guys, and I want you all to be ready for it. Let's hear from Kelly O'Gorman. Kelly O'Gorman, what's on your worksheet so far?
I told you on Friday, but I can say
Oh,
it again.
okay. No, that's fine. Sorry. Let's go to Terri Daniel.
Okay.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning. I actually was not in the call on Friday, but video, I would say I could kind of pick things off the top of my head. Definitely the video being more consistent, being clear that we basically have to be present in the social media world and for people to understand what we do. So that's something I'm very conscious of and know I'm supposed to be doing it and going to start doing it. Consistency.
I love it. Go on, sorry.
Consistency and just doing that, those kind of items, and stop doing. I can't stop doing anything. I'm a grandmother, I'm a mother, I'm a real estate agent. I have to do everything, but I would probably say bring it more into a project management type of situation where I put it on a schedule and I'm looking at it daily.
Good, I love it. And Terri, so obviously you guys have had a fortunate opportunity to hear Terri speak over the last few months of us together, and her journey, this new part of your journey, excuse me. Like, it would be great to hear something on social about, like, hey, I didn't really use social, but now I'm on social. This is why I'm using social. This is what I want to share with you, what I've learned from doing social. Here's what I'm going to be giving to you guys. Here's what I learned. Like, I've seen you guys' videos. You are great on the video. Do more of that, because you have a way of captivating people. The way that you speak in these group sessions, people are always like, what's that, Terry? So you have an audience. And for you to help people say, let's get you out of your comfort zone. This is how I got myself out of my comfort zone. This is how I started to turn that camera around. I think it's a big deal. I think people will really, really listen to you.
It's coming. It's
Awesome,
coming.
awesome. I love it. You know, before we go any further, I want to give a huge congratulations out to Jay. He was on the phone for a second. So Jay did his first round of open houses in the last couple of weeks, and he actually got himself into contract. Jay, we're going to talk more about that on tomorrow's meeting. But my man, we just want to send a huge congratulations out to you. And so great work. Obviously, open houses are newish to a lot of us, and some of it is new to a lot of us. So Jay, tell me what's on your list for start doing, stop doing, and continue doing, my man.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Elias. I'll say this: met the buyer Sunday, in contract Thursday. Awesome. Team fast. Start doing more of that. A lot more of that.
A lot more open houses, right?
A lot more of going from meeting a client to in contract in less than 5 days.
Woo.
Waking up earlier, and Patrick said that there is a consistency, there is a rule. Success is not random. I used to think that. I used to think all sorts of limiting beliefs around why other people were successful and I was not. There really is something to the sauce. Waking up earlier, meditating, journaling, I'll use it. It's a form of mind control, team. It's really getting all the cobwebs and the noise out. It's about focusing the energy that's already in you. So I do journal regular. Sometimes it's difficult, like open house days. I'm going, like, I had an 18-hour day the other day. It was nuts. Waking up earlier is so key. I want to start doing more and more of the farming for my neighborhood now that I'm getting this going out. More flyers going out so people know pendings just sold. Get my name out there. Continue doing, like I mentioned, meditation and journaling. Meditation's been very key. Sometimes the opposite is what one feels like doing, like getting more hyped up when you're already hyped up. Finding a place to get more into a state of peace is when I find the mind is able to find successful avenues for its energy.
Yeah.
Honestly, even you're a power lifter, lifting, getting the blood into the muscles and not in the brain sometimes is, and you know all about it. I'm sure you could talk more. I'm new to the world of working out. Been lifting a little bit. It's been helping me a lot. And I'm going to say something that's kind of funny. Stop doing something, just repetitive negative thinking. I'm probably a full-time repetitive negative thinker.
That's
yeah.
right.
Love you, Jay.
Yeah.
Preach to the choir. Go on with your bad self, boy.
That's thinking, bro. I love it, man.
I want to shout out someone, probably Martinique. This may be the first time you've heard this in your life. You know, I like Elias said, watch the grid view. And I'm just like watching what people are doing. And I see Martinique just driving. And she's just driving. I'm watching everyone. I'm not like just like creeping on you. I'm just like, you know, watching the crowd. And I see Martinique and like I can see her face just like create a smile. And she's driving and I can just see the positive thought form in her head in her car. And I'm watching it and I see her grinning. And I know she's driving and there's no external feedback, right? So what I'm viewing is like, this is a person whose mind is blossoming beauty and she is responding to that. And when I'm driving in my car, my mind is not blossoming beauty. Let me tell you what, right? So I see that I'm like, this is something I can learn from. I have literally now have a new challenge on how I can carry my brain and body while I'm doing tasks that are, you know, unconscious. Even driving, I'm like, I got to step up to be better at it. So Martinique, I wish I could drive like you and bring that kind of positive thought and like bring that to the rest of my life.
I love that. You know what? I've actually seen that. I've seen it with her headphones on. I've seen it within her car. I've seen it with the baby on her lap, on her computer. And she's kind of like, yeah, like something happens. And it's like that aha moment. And so what did we call it? Blossoming beauty?
I just came over there right now. I'm not quoting from anything.
Hey, whatever. That's cool. I love it. I think that so great stuff. Great stuff. You can see it right now. Pure joy. So I'm absolutely.
Yo, Jay, by the way, you're like everywhere, man. Like I was calling this other listing agent who's not even in our brokerage. And they're like, oh, you're Team Fast? oh yeah, Jay just did an open house for me. And I was like, man, Jay guy, man, he fucking rules.
You know, it's about getting shot out of a cannon and not stopping. So team,
yeah, man,
everyone
that's really cool.
get that momentum and you'll be everywhere.
I mean, really, really great stuff. I mean, amazing. I appreciate you sharing. And I see Martinique's body language. For some of us, it's hard to hide our body language. And, you know, the way that we feel is expressed in our physiology. Some of us are better at that. That's why I'm not the best poker player. But really, really good stuff, Jay, and great observation. Jeff, I want you to bring us home, my man. Let's bring it full circle. Let's go to you to kind of wrap things up for us.
Man, that was beautiful. I love this. And it's one of those things that I just put on my IG, like, yeah, this is about real estate coaching, but it's also so much more. It's life coaching. It's the life. That's the little one. It's the life journey, then the support that we gather. You can come say hi.
Hi. Hi, baby. How are you?
Good.
What is one thing that you're happy about in your life?
What is one thing you're happy about in your life?
That I was born.
That you were born? Okay.
That she was born. I love that, right? So simple. Hi, Zay. Good to see you, buddy. All right, Jay, sorry about that. Get back to you, brother.
Yeah, so that this whole, all right, bye guys. This whole thing is like a life journey, and that you can always tap into your people, your tribe, and have so many different backgrounds and so many beautiful catalyst moments that projected them into the future that they are now creating. And I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. You guys go kill it today, you know, and continuously tell yourself, like I tell the little ones I'm coaching right now, we have a mantra and it goes, I can do it. I can do it. I believe in me. I believe in me. I can't. So we say that before every game and we say it after every game, because it's one of those things that I want to instill it in them now at 7 and 8 and 9 years old, so that they're saying it to themselves at 43 years old when they're coming across this new life journey that they're going to be going on.
Beautiful. I mean, amazing, man. Way to set the tone, you guys. This energy, all I always say, it's like, I want to provoke thought. I want you guys thinking about things in different ways. I want you guys to think about the angles. I want you guys to unpack your bullshit and leave with the new bag. That's why I love Mondays. Some people look at a Monday like this. Monday, I got the blues. Mondays is fucking New Year's Day for me every single week, right? It is New Year's Day. I got a great opportunity to go out there and have an amazing week. You know, to influence people, to meet as many people as I can. Like, it's a new, fresh start every single Monday. I'm stoked about Monday mornings. I am stoked, right? Same shit, different toilet. Sorry, keep your negative shit to yourself, because we got a new day, new thoughts, new energy. So you guys, thank you for showing up every single day. David and Amy, I'm gonna call you guys at 9:45. We're gonna do our recap of the buyer's consultation. We're going to do that over the phone today. Just makes better sense for me because I'll be driving. But you guys, thank you for look at Martinique. This has just been such a great group, you guys. And you know, some people have dropped off, but today we hit 53 people for group coaching for a Monday morning. So thank you guys for all your support. Like, this started out as a small group, and I always say that. And look where we are now. So thank you to all of our guests. Thank you for everyone that contributed, shared their stories. So let's get out there and absolutely crush our week. I'll be in the Walnut Creek office for most of the day today. So if you guys are going to be rolling through, Amy, David, I'll call you guys at 9:45, and we're going to have a Martinique session in the car. So looking forward to connecting with you. So David, if you would call my phone at 9:45, we'll patch Amy in. We'll have a great conversation, you guys. So
yeah, I got you. Sounds good.
Have a wonderful, wonderful morning. Congratulations to all you guys. Appreciate you more than you know. Have a wonderful day, guys.
Thank you.